Viking fans, we got a lot to talk about. Season 4, episode 19, on the eve. Let's do this.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, Viking fans. What's up, AFTERBUZZ family? How the hell are you guys doing?
Right?
Yes.
On this Wednesday evening.
Evening, after watching Vikings, you guys are blowing up the chat. I love it.
Yes.
You guys,
Oh, that's
well,
you.
yeah, that's me. Yeah, there we go. Just watching. We're on the live chat, by the way. We're watching the comments right here, so you guys can talk to us. If you're new to the group, welcome. We've got a few locals on here, like always. Hi, everybody. By the way, my name is Jaco. Vienings. I am your lead host tonight, and you can also find me, by the way, if you like wine. Yeah, Grape Escape TV. Find me there.
That's the only reason to follow you if they like wine,
If you
right?
like wine.
That's it. Like,
Otherwise, I'm
nah,
pretty much an asshole.
Yeah, they're like, whatever. Hey guys, my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane.
Awesome. Hi, Kari. So,
hey,
listen, the rumors amped. There's so much going on.
Yeah, you guys are talking so much. I love it.
I love it.
And if you're not watching this live, though, leave comments down below about what you thought of the episode, because we love reading those as well.
Yes, absolutely. So right now, talk to us live. We talk to you because it's all about you guys right now in the live chat. And afterwards, give us a thumbs up, throw some stuff down in the comments, and then give us your afterthoughts, your predictions for the season finale next week. But hey, listen, this is the long episode. Let's get right to it. We're not going to waste anybody's time here because the Vikings got a Viking, you know. So let's start it off with Kattegat. Pretty short storyline there for the most part.
All things considered, yeah.
All things considered.
Yes.
Opening up with a like a little skirmish, like a little testing the waters.
Let's start a fight and see what happens.
Damn it, let's do it. I'm just gonna go in there, I'm gonna whip my axe out, and I'm gonna slap some people around. Yeah!
Oh, you call it your axe, huh?
Well, I mean, what else do you call it?
I don't know, everybody has different names.
Oh, so you didn't say anything. You kind of gave it the awkward silence there, which is funny. So, no, Kari,
yes.
So Torvi immediately saw these guys coming in.
Oh, she noticed right away.
Why?
I think it's one, she didn't really recognize them. Their behavior was kind of suspicious, and then she talks to the merchant, and the merchant's like, yeah, they came here to trade, but they're not trading anything, so that's weird. Then she immediately was like, yeah,
that's exactly
okay.
what. And walking in, she kind of got that feel for them, which wasn't a good feel. Yeah. And so they kind of took those guys out real quick.
Pretty
I would
quick.
say.
Yeah.
A waste of life, I would say, for it. But that was just a precursor, because like Lagerthaand came out and she knew something was up, because she said, these guys are looking for weaknesses.
Yes, she knew exactly what they were all about.
So that being said, though, weaknesses.
Is you come in via trade, and then you start the fight once you're inside.
But is that, I mean...
That's a weakness.
That is a weakness, and that's what they did. But those physical guys, that wasn't the main attack. Like, that was just...
A distraction, maybe.
Because the main attack, what was the actual weakness, do you think? Because that wasn't like they were looking for weaknesses. Because if you look at going into the...
well, the outside they still did pretty well. But I mean, it's still a wall.
They didn't breach the wall.
They had the planks to go across the pit with spikes. And they had arrows against arrows. So, yeah.
I mean, it was pretty overwhelming to a lot of people. But I think the bad point here was because they sailed right into obviously right into the trading heart of Kattegat.
Yeah, that could be the weakness in and of itself. It's like how you arrive by ship too.
So we'll build this big wall in front of the gates, but we'll just leave the waterway open because Vikings, you know, they're new to shipbuilding. They wouldn't.
Yeah,
think
they
of
wouldn't know. No.
Okay.
Nothing.
So anyway, I guess that's their weak point is when them just kind of boating in there, and then fucking them up. But Lagerthaand, she had some tricks up her sleeve.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, she noticed they're in the wrong spot. They needed
immediately
to be at the Grand Hall.
At the Grand Hall, exactly.
Oh, I loved her. Yeah.
Right?
Like,
did she kick some ass? And
she had the fire, and you're like, what's she gonna do? And then, right?
Well, you know, looking at that,
was good.
That was good. It was a little bit risky, though.
It was, because you're probably gonna burn the nearby buildings, but still,
no.
You lit it.
What do you mean?
It was a fire going across a walkway.
Yes.
There's buildings on either side.
Yes.
Of wood that will burn.
Oh, no.
And so they did the fire. What do you mean? Like the fact that it would burn the guys attacking? Or
no, I agree with you
or
there.
for her, risky.
100%.
And what's risky?
her walking out into the open of people with bows and arrows standing there.
Actually, I wanted to comment earlier on that is how Torvi and no, not Torvi. How Astrid and is that what's
Torvi and Astrid?
It is Torvi. I was thinking
Torvi
Helga.
the blondie. Yeah.
I'm like the twins, but they're twins.
The sisters.
They have done that so well that they don't ever have them in the same scene.
Yeah.
Even though they're
Sisters.
small town. What they had the moment where Lagerthaand's like, yeah, we're in the wrong place. We need to head back, and both like Torvi and Astrid are like totally susceptible to any arrow shots. If you're listening, I turned away from the camera in terms of like they're looking back at her like, oh, okay, no problem, and I'm like, please don't get shot in the back.
It's like driving on the highway and your kid's in the back. It's like, be quiet, back.
And then you crash.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
So never do that. You just slap blindly behind you. You don't look back. But no, hey, you're absolutely right. What I was talking about is her standing like out in the open in front of him. And then we had a comment right here. Why not from Hamto saying why not attack Kattegat? Where most warriors are in England. It seems like a good plan, which is very true because they catch this Egil motherfucker. They catch him, and then Lagerthaand asks him, well, you know, where did you get this big army? Because, like Hamto said, this is the best time to attack Kattegat. Most of the
big warriors are gone. Yeah.
The whole of Norway's warriors are gone. Where did they come from?
All over.
Tell me.
Oh, the other people?
The other people.
They're the B-listers. They didn't make the cut. They were second draft.
Okay, these people were obviously the B-listers because they didn't do so well.
They didn't do amazing.
No, they didn't.
But they killed a bunch of people though. They didn't like totally win, and no one on the Kattegat side die.
Yeah. So they
did
some damage.
Not first choice
for
to go to England.
For sure. They also had the maroon shields, which I wonder whose shield that was.
I was trying to notice the shields because again, it was one of those when it's Vikings fighting Vikings. I'm like, how do you tell, like, if they're on your side or not in the battle? I mean, you probably recognize them, but then again, it's like
so many.
And their clothes are kind of the same. I mean,
right.
England Viking, totally easy to figure out who's who. But Viking, you're just like, okay.
You don't know.
But I noticed the shields. I did notice that this time.
All grey.
Yeah.
And so they catches Egil, dude. And how bad is this for torture? Like, I've thought of a lot of things, but this is just...
Oh, on the spit?
On the spit.
As your skin's burning and sizzling and you can't go anywhere, he, like, tries to lift his head and you're like, nope.
Which... Okay, yeah, I was just soaking up that moment of, like, just... You can hear him sizzle, and it kind of made me hungry there for a second.
Time for barbecue, right, guys? Didn't it make you crave some barbecue?
Yeah, if you close your eyes, you think about it. I was drinking a beer, I was drinking some ale, and I was like, well, okay, we can do this. With Egil on the spit, what do we have today? Some Egil.
Yeah.
But no, so, and then his wife comes in, which, I don't know where they got her. Did she come with the battle? What's the deal there?
I wonder how they tracked her down so quickly.
She's there, though, and then brings it out that, you know, he finally confesses that King Finehair, Harold Finehair, paid for his shit.
And he did it for her. He's like, just so you know, I'm doing this for you, not for me, because I'm already dead.
Because he's already dead. He's gonna die in anyways, what he thinks. Even though Lagerthaand said she won't kill him, which is bullshit. I mean, you don't...
But even if Lagerthaand doesn't kill him, if Finehair comes back and finds out, then he's dead. In that sense of like...
Well, listen, I know we still haven't seen a big battle in this whole... You guys were angry last week.
Right.
This week we saw a pretty strategic battle, but the swords went flying and the axes went swapping.
It was the arrows flying.
It was the arrows flying. You're right, Kari Delane. And so I think next week is going to be a big battle scene. I think Michael Hirst is having it in for us next week. And I think it's going to happen in Kattegat. And I also do think that Lagerthaand is going to teach King Finehair a thing or two. Mini prediction.
I hope so, and I hope she does some hand-to-hand combat with him and kicks his ass.
Absolutely.
In the chat, Anime Man points out Lagerthaand never seems to never let her guard down, her guard completely down.
No.
I totally agree, and I am like, she can't. Always, there's someone trying to kill her take over.
She got an IQ of like 150. Like she's really smart.
Oh, and she posts really fun stuff on Twitter and Instagram, guys.
Like what did she say?
The most recent one is she had a it's probably for something like Maxim or whatever, where she has like just a white t-shirt and bed and she's doing a little shoulder dance. It was sassy.
Delicious. I saw a video of her on Facebook.
The fighting one was
you posted. Yeah, you.
I did the
Twitter.
fighting. Yeah.
Yeah. You replied on it and tagged us. Beautiful, super sexy, super hot. Knows how to deal with douchebags or whatever Vikings.
Yep.
Or English. All right, let's move this on, guys. We have a lot to talk about. Oh my God, we've got 32 minutes and 38 seconds. Let's move on to England. This whole scene is in the beginning is pretty cool. I'm super confused on how they got the bishop off the battlefield by King Aile, carried him all the way on a stretcher to Wessex,
Right,
and then he literally
survive?
just. Yes, so how did he survive? You're absolutely right, and then dies before he even answers one question. But
Oh, he does.
he does, but
He just-
he has enough life to make it difficult.
No, it's a good way to explain it. It's just
So-
one of those,
so-
like, their numbers are so big, how do you even count blades of grass?
Yeah, so he's...
It was a metaphor, so
It's
sure,
a metaphor,
but still.
exactly. So Ethelwulf is like, how many people? Oh, how many blades of grass?
Yeah.
Blades in a field. So, yeah, all right. So you're clever, but you're dying. You're
Yeah.
dead. So let's give him a Christian burial.
Yep. Because even
under-
though we're going so much shit going down right now, we still need to give
under
them
the
proper
conditions.
Christian,
Okay, I got
proper
you.
burial. Because they're civilized folk.
So now these two
Yeah.
civilized folks, which is Ethelwulf and Egbert, they are conversing on what's the next step. Ethelwulf wants more time.
Oh, they have their nice little argument. Yeah, he's like, I need to get more people. And his dad's like, no, we need to do something now. It's element of surprise, son.
Right, because King Egbert, he knows his shit.
But I mean, he makes a good point though. He's like, element of surprise. But I like Aethelwulf's comeback. He's like, if you want me to lead your army, let me lead the army.
Fair. I'm on that. I'm also still wondering though, Ethelwulf saying like, listen, let's get some more people for this Saxon army.
Yes.
We just have to quickly make it bigger, and so we have 1 week. And I was wondering, these guys that he's getting, I was just wondering how many notches of battles they have on their belts, because the Vikings, obviously, they're warriors. These guys fight for a living.
Yep.
And so, in my mind, Saxons, the English, are just trying to make their army bigger and bigger, but with who?
Other towns.
But random people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So even there, my mind's like, these guys are gonna get it.
And then what about the whole Egbert and Judith?
Ew, saucy.
That was kind of sweet
She don't
and
wanna-
kind of awkward.
So I'm wondering.
He's like, don't stay with an old dog like me. And she's like, but what if I want to? Aww. Right?
By the way, hello, Steve, King Egbert, our engineer.
Hello.
Hello there, mate. How are you doing? Oh, that was Australian. That was horrible. Don't answer that.
Carry on, Jaco.
Yeah, thank you. That's our engineer, Steve. He's a part of this conversation. Steve, if you have anything to say, just yell it out. So that was saucy. Why doesn't she want to leave him?
I think she loves him.
Does she love him for who he is? Like, is he
Yeah.
that good of a man? You think so?
No, but she loves him for who he is.
Which
Because
is what?
she's messed up like him too. They're both not like
She's only
perfect,
made-
and so she likes
Look.
she likes that he knows who he is and doesn't apologize for being how he is, because he has all kinds of things going on, and I think she's a similar kind of person. So she respects that and sees kind of like a kindred.
I feel like she was normal. Well, she is kindred, but I feel like she was normal up to the point when Egbert wanted to sleep with her.
She did it a little too easily. That I think she always kind of had something a little darker. It was part of her character.
Very
She
interesting.
was never squeaky clean goody two shoes.
Not even in the beginning.
No.
Very-
Come on, she slept with Athelstan too, so.
Yeah, she did. But that's nothing wrong with that. We all agreed on that.
Yeah,
way
that's
back
okay.
when. Daniel has a really interesting comment. He says, the thing with Egbert is, just like Ragnar, I don't know when he's being sincere and not have different motives.
That's true. It is really hard to really know what he wants. Someone else brought up, do you think, KM Fed said, I think King Egbert's setting his son up for failure. I do. I think that's a good way. I think that's true as well. I think he's trying to help, but in the end, he almost
He was
doesn't
pretty.
care.
He was pretty like aggressive about. No, we have to go now.
Yeah.
Let's fight
Yeah.
them. It's now the time. Well, especially in the time when he sends them off, saying like, "There's a time to love. There's a time for war. There's a time to hate.
Yes.
Now's the time for hate. Now's the time
Yes.
for war." And so he was like hyping up his son. Like he knows he's on the verge of losing his kingdom. So I think he's not.
He's okay about it though.
Yeah, yeah. He's lived a long, happy
He's like, I'm
45
gonna die
years.
soon anyway, so.
So moving on, we see these guys, these people, these peeps, these noble Saxons, villagers running away, and they have their geese, that have their goats.
Lord help us.
Lord help us and save us from the Norwegians.
Northmen.
I wonder how tough and mean the Norwegians are today.
I shrugged for those of you listening.
Yeah.
It just went like.
I was just wondering. They.
Oh.
I don't know.
Anime Man says Judith has Stockholm syndrome. You know, and then I think it's Super Banana or something like. How could Judith love King Egbert? She lost an ear because of him. I think because they're both sick and twisted and very calculating and interesting people, that it's like they're kind of the same, and Aethelwulf is just not interesting or complicated enough for her, and that's why she really likes him.
She
likes Egbert.
She likes the dark side.
Yes.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think it also had to do with a matter of privilege and freedom.
That too. And would you agree too that like Egbert would give her that privilege and freedom, and Aethelwulf was still like, "You're my subservient wife."
So freedom from just being that.
The restraints of being a woman. Yep, in that society.
And now, so in this new life, King Egbert, you're saying that King Egbert gave her the right to be
She
her
could
husband's
read,
boss.
and she could. She was allowed to
That's
work
right.
with the books.
Yeah.
So
These
yeah.
things.
Hashtag sexual empowerment.
This is
Yes.
all really important stuff, guys. Yeah,
Yep.
I love it. You're absolutely right. And so let's get back to this point here. They see the Vikings sailing up the road, all right?
Yes.
The road, obviously, the river. And I had a thought here. I was like, okay, so people are running away. This would be a perfect opportunity for these people as they sail up the river to just start swiping them with arrows on the left and the right side.
The Vikings get them, or the people get the Vikings?
The people get the Vikings, even if it was just
That's
pagans.
true. They didn't even bother trying.
They were just running away.
Yeah. Because they're scared. They are not the warriors, as the Vikings bring up later in their conversation.
Right. Hey guys, listen, welcome. If you're new to the chat, I see Daniela just jump on here as well. Thank you so much for joining us. This after show is all about you guys. It's all about Viking lovers like you guys. Give us a comment down below after the show ends. Give us a thumbs up. We love you guys, and make sure to chat with us. We reply to all or most of your comments.
Yeah. 5 stars on iTunes.
Yep, for
If
sure.
you're listening.
Hey, so now the goodbye. Now they're sending Aethelwulf on his way. This is where the goodbyes go, and he's like, yeah, it's about war and anger and fucking, and he didn't say that, but it's like that's what it is. So he's sending his goodbyes, but it gives him like a super dirty look, like when his dad was like giving like time to hype him up.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know why. I was just wondering if you know why.
With
When Egbert was trying to hype him up, he was saying goodbye. He's on his
Yeah.
way. He's taking his warriors out of the castle, and his dad was like holding him. It's like, this is the time for you to.
Yeah.
Like, but he was giving him like, he didn't even acknowledge, or he just left him. He gave him a dirty look, and I was wondering why.
because he's weird.
He's weird. Give it.
And then we see
let us
both
know.
sons as well, which we haven't seen Aethelwulf's first son in a while.
Yes, we haven't.
And like him with Alfred, and it's actually really sweet with Alfred and
Which
Aethelwulf.
both of them want to fight, right?
Yeah, they're like, no, we're gonna fight with you,
Which
Dad. It's like,
happy,
no.
happy you didn't, boy, because
Yep.
you would not have made it.
Yeah,
all right?
not at all.
So the Vikings I'm going to call this the Viking camp and the Saxons camp, because both of
Mm-hmm.
them are busy gearing towards each other. Now in the Vikings camp, Ivar is saying these Vikings are pretty timid. Like all he
How are
sees
they
is
timid?
all he sees is that they're running away. That's what he sees,
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
right? And the rest of the brothers say, but these aren't the people that's fighting, obviously.
Yeah,
and I
they're
mean,
not the warriors.
They're not the warriors, right?
Yep.
But then there's a really interesting discussion between Bjorn and Ivar saying like, listen, isn't it weird or funny that, or embarrassing that I, the cripple, am actually supposed to be the true leader of this army?
Oh,
Or
Ivar's
heir.
talking shit and trying to start fights. Yep.
Why?
Actually, I like when he said it. Ube was like, whoa. Like, he lifted his head up right away and was like, I'm actually next in line, not you. I thought that was a
That's
very
clever.
interesting look.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Ivar is cocky as all get out.
Well, that's what makes him unique. I love
It
that.
is.
Right?
No, I don't think he has excellent ideas, but the problem is he is not a good leader in the sense of making everybody be cooperative and work together. He is totally willing to isolate people or isolate himself from the other brothers to do his own thing. But like Bjorn says, it's like, we're all brothers. We need to stay united, and that's how we're going to win.
Absolutely, and that's how they're going to win
Yeah.
because they were fighting the whole time, and which Floki's thing around is saying, oh, so this what all the piggies were going to grunt was all about.
Oh, Floki. Yes. I was like, thank you. He's pretty much saying, you guys are really acting like children right now. Ha! You're not impressive.
Exactly.
And then they all kind of shut up. They're like, good point.
Exactly, right?
Yep.
Because Floki is like the matriarch.
Yep. It was so good.
Yep. So on the Saxon camp, they are talking to a guy, which I don't know who he is, but he's like, these people are like 4,000 large.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, their scout. Oh, no, the British guy's scout, right? With Aethelwulf's camp? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they're coming for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, no, he says they're going to a certain location, so then Aethelwulf's...
Repton, yeah.
We got to go there. Well, he did say, yes, they're coming after your father. Because your father was absent and didn't do anything to stop Ragnar's death, and so you're screwed.
He is coming for yous.
Yes.
Back on the Viking camp.
Mm-hmm. Why are you laughing?
Well, I'm laughing at the scene because Tamaris, I don't know what she's thinking, but she's running away from the Viking camp in England. Okay, she's in the middle of nowhere.
That was dumb. I was like, why did she go? Even if her man was going, I'm like, why'd you go?
Well, she goes because I think...
Because she's not fighting.
Well, she's not fighting. Once again, why is she there? But so I think she went because, like you guys said in the chat, Helga is smothering her. Like, it's just too much.
Yeah. Because,
because Helga's like, can you just go find her? So please go
I'm so sorry. I was thinking about somebody else.
Yeah.
Yes. No, that with Helga. Oh, they're like little daughter girl.
Yeah.
That was, aw.
Exactly. And so he finds her, but he finds something in code. But the funny thing about the scene, which I really liked, is that he was walking up to her, and I couldn't stop imagining how that would be if I was back in the day, in any situation, seeing a Viking walk up to me. He looked so intimidating and so scary, and the camera angle was up towards him, right? And then what did he do?
He got down low and talked in a soft voice. Even if they don't understand each other's language yet, she could tell by his tone of voice and his posture of like, hey, I'm not being aggressive. I'm not going to hurt you.
Exactly.
And this thing of like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. And I think she recognized that because then she was kind of like, oh, okay. But then later it was weird when they were taking her back to camp. She did not seem so excited with Helga rushing at her. She looked back at Floki like, help me.
That's exactly what I was thinking as well. I wrote down your Daenerys does not like Helga.
I think she's more like, it's like Elvira in Tiny Toons. She's like a puppy who's just getting smothered with Helga. Like Helga's like, I'm gonna love you forever and like hold you and like.
After they slaughter the mother. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, so I think she needs a little bit more space.
Yes, space and to find her own there. But now she's in England, which it's off the beaten path. Off the fucking beaten path if you ever had it. All right.
Yep.
Woo, boy, we're flying through this episode. Got a lot to talk about, Viking fans. That's done. King Egbert, what are we doing on the middle camera right here? Look at that. Got too much time. I never get it. Never get it. Which is another love scene, because this is all about love between this daughter and Helga, is King Harald Finehair.
Yes.
And Halfdan.
That's who I first thought you were talking about. So then I'm like, oh no, that was interesting.
Yeah, let's talk about it now.
Let's talk about that. Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Did not go the way he planned at all.
Who's this now?
She was King Finehair's girl. That was the one who I was saying. I'm like, why did she bother going?
Well, Vic is there, and Vic is he's not an earl, he's not a king, but he's something. And so
I mean, I know she's going to support, but
someone's got to wash the dishes.
True. I know somebody stays at camp and takes care of camp while the guys are gone.
Yeah, somebody's got to make the beds.
Guys and ladies, because there were lady fighters.
Yes, both ways.
Yep.
Both ways. This is not... Yes. I just want to be. I might make this very clear right now. I think women should rule the world. Okay.
Woo!
With all this women marches going around the world, me being a Vienings Viking, I would say right now, the sooner women rule the world, the sooner there will be peace. Can I get a cheer there from my thank you very much.
Woo!
Thank you very much. I want to hear you guys in the comments. All right. My wife is gonna love me for sure. But no, so this didn't work out for Halfdan or the princess though, because not for Vic. He goes in for the handshake.
Yeah, he's like,
goes
dude,
for the
I
axe.
didn't know there was this thing between you and my wife. He's trying to be all like civil about it. I knew it too. I'm all, where's his hand?
That was way too civil.
Finehair, where's his hand? It's underneath the robe. There's going to be a weapon there. There's something there. And lo and behold, yes, there was. An axe to the forehead.
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't expect that. Yeah, damn. He went for the hands. I didn't notice his hand and his little thing. Obviously, this
No, he
Vic
had,
also
like,
didn't
this
notice
big
that.
jacket, like cloak thing going on, and you're like,
What was he saying? He was was there to forgive her.
yes.
That's why he went to her.
He said, I forgive you because you didn't wait for me and you never really loved me, did you?
And you, like I said last week, you never really wanted me to achieve
Yes,
this
you
amazing.
thought it was impossible.
Yeah, but
Yep.
hey, I got it right.
Here's a
but
good
the-
joke, guys.
What's
Vic,
up?
can I ask you a question? Good one. That was KM Fed. That was pretty good.
Hey, that was good. I like these jokes, guys. Keep it coming. And so Victor. Can we just call him Victor? Because I feel Vic is so unpersonal.
Whatever.
Victor. Okay, so he gets it in the head by the axe. Moving on forward to the battle, which I thought was going to be the big battle, because I tell you guys what, we see the
Oh.
Saxons.
Wait, even before that, we didn't talk about how he gets rid of his lady. Or is that later when he comes back? to her?
It's not
Okay.
yet. Yeah, it's still coming, but it's basically in the next scene.
Or it
where,
wasn't.
Where what? He's coming back.
No, no. You
Oh,
said
it's-
it's still coming. I said it wasn't.
Oh, we'll come back
No?
as well.
Okay, fine.
Maybe. No.
That's a very nice, subtle joke, but
Thank you.
Anyways, continue. The battle.
No, well, not the battle. Not yet, because what you see in the scene is this long trail, as far as the eye can see, of Saxons.
Yep.
And right afterwards, a long trail as far as you can see Vikings.
Yep.
So it gives you a sense of what the hell's going to happen next.
Well, before that, actually, there wasn't Ivar, and he convinces Bjorn, like, hey, we should check out the battlefield. And Bjorn's like, no.
Yeah.
And then Ivar's like, come on, let's do it. We need to change up our battle plans. The other brothers are like, oh, we can't change it that soon. And Ivar's like, well, what do you really have to lose?
Well, it's very fair that they say that, because these guys fight a certain way, and that's what they know.
They
the
do, they-
shield-walled
yeah.
way, right? Mm-hmm. Which it's great, and they're
Yes.
very successful with it, but why wouldn't you use any advantage that you have?
Yes.
To win a battle, it's not about pride and we have to stick with the system here, people. Follow the rules. No, you want to win the battle.
It's a pretty common thing in a lot of history of battles. They're like, this is what we know to do. Everybody's going to die when a new technique comes in, but this is what we know to do. And you're like, maybe you need to change it up.
What if we just step one step to the left, and then right, and then left, and then run away?
Yeah.
And then again appear behind them. It just...
Oh, that was so good.
So good. And so he said they want to investigate the battle, and then
yes.
Bjorn is saying, like, well, maybe it's a good plan, or maybe
Well, he
it's a
says,
bad
do you
plan.
want to win? And that gets Bjorn all ruffles his feathers.
Ruffle,
He's like,
a rooster.
all right, fine. Let's go look.
Good plan, blah, blah. In this scene, somebody said way early in the comments, and I can't scroll back now to see what it was, but they said, this is where Ivar is a bigger ass sign Bjorn.
He might be in strategy planning, possibly. I do think, though, Ivar is he's not really good at compromising with other people at all. Which you could say that that's a good thing in and of itself, but it's just going to cause more turmoil quicker. Yes.
Like Daniel said,
strategy over brute force. Yeah.
Yes,
no,
Daniel.
this is definitely where strategy absolutely helped them win.
Absolutely.
I mean, their numbers are bigger, but why waste casualties when you can beat them via strategy?
Yes, strategy. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And so Bjorn and Ivar is off to check out the battlefield, which keep in mind, the next day is the battle.
Yeah.
Okay. Which brings us back to camp, because now the Vikings are making camp, and
Yes.
that is where King Harold Finehair...
Now my joke comes into play, guys. If you
Can you
weren't
just say the joke
didn't
again,
get
please?
it. Well, you said something was coming, and I said it wasn't.
You just have a dirty mind.
I
Okay,
do.
that's all that is.
And
we love it on Vikings!
We were saying how poor King Finehair, he's having a grand old time. The princess is like, you know what? She does her lady distraction techniques. Smart girl.
Smart girl, let me ask you this.
It was a good technique.
Smart girl. It was a
Okay.
good technique. Let me ask you this. Who of you out there, or Kari, did you actually, for a second, believe this
Absolutely
story?
No.
In the comments right now, please throw it. No or yes. Give
I
it.
didn't believe her. She came on too strong that you're kind of like, you should have done more the, actually with him gone now, I realized the mistake I made. Do it more like I have shifted, not I was
Well,
wrong the whole time.
It worked.
Well, come on. If you're a beautiful lady that this guy's always had a crush on and you're gonna get naked and screw him right there, I don't think he's really gonna be like, nope.
No, for sure. Wait, I thought
Yeah.
when that guy got the... Can I get the sound effect again? When that guy got the axe in the head.
Yes. With Vic?
Gonna get the axe in the... Thank you. Oh my goodness. When that happened, she was on the ground next to him saying, and she was kind of holding him, oh no, Vic, and looking back at him and that hate in that eyes. So when she came in, it's like, oh, I never really loved him. And people lied to me. They said I have to do this. And I was actually really waiting I should have waited for you. Bullshit.
Oh yeah, no, she did too. Yeah, she should have played the long game, anime man. Yes, she should. She probably could have done it better if she did it much slower. But she was doing a revenge kill. She was just, her man has just been murdered, so she's like, I'm gonna go kill him, which she had a good plan, but raising that knife up so high takes too long to get down to kill him that she would have been better almost just like stabbing him in the side.
You know what she should have done? Okay,
What?
she was sitting on top of him, like crouching tiger style.
Oh,
alright?
she's straddling him.
She was
yeah.
straddling good, and she put that knife behind her back, so she should have gone between her legs, underneath her asshole, straight into his asshole. That's what he should have done. He couldn't have walked, maybe wouldn't have died, but she would have either cut his penis off, or he would have been able to fight the next day.
Wow, lovely imagery. I was actually going to go with, if you're going that direction, I was like, why don't you just cut his leg and get an artery and like make him bleed out?
Like, well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, sure.
Are you that
just,
flexible and can reach and move
I mean,
your
if you
artery?
just, you don't know, he probably thinks like, you know what's going to happen.
Oh, that sound effect. Oh.
Listen.
Yeah, the chat room agrees. Yeah, she was a little bit too obvious. Yeah, but obviously the other brother, like he said, does know women and comes and kills her a little too soon. I think the king was like, whoa,
so does the
give
king.
me 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
At least one, something.
I think he would have been able to stop her himself in any ways. But you look pretty surprised because he obviously did not expect this idiot, and his brother obviously knows women better.
Apparently. Yeah.
Like he very boldly stated after killing the very pretty girl.
Yeah.
Asshole.
He's like, can I have... He literally should have been like, can I have like 5 more minutes?
These half-done brothers are just... They're just creating problems.
And can we talk about the other thing real quick of the other brother with his emo hair? With like, how does he fight? Someone brought up in the chat. I'm like, I thought that too. He fights like eye patch eye of hair. He's always like tilted with his head down and hair in his face.
Imagine how good he would be if he took the hair out of his face.
I know, he might actually be better because then he could actually use both his eyes.
Wait, who said this? Daniel, excuse me, let me go throw up. I'll be back. What? For what?
Because your description, man.
I know. You gotta get... I mean, hey.
She could have stabbed him in the stomach and killed him.
But then you have to bring your arm around.
No.
She took it behind. She should have stayed her arm there.
Okay, then slice open the leg and get an artery. I mean, James isn't here to verify, but I'm like, there's like a big artery in your thigh that you just cut that.
The biggest one in your body, I think. Maybe.
I think your leg has one of the biggest.
I wish
I don't know. We don't have our MP here.
By the way, as the MP is not here, he would have loved to be here. He couldn't make it. And hopefully we'll see him.
Saving lives,
Yeah, saving lives is a difficult job. Well, maybe we'll see him next week. We'll see.
Yep.
You all can follow him at Ask the NP.
Ask the
Thank you,
MP,
yay.
exactly. Ask the MP, exactly. All right, so now we're moving into the final scene. We're going to give some good time for you guys because I want to get to really talk about the predictions, and I really want to read through your predictions. The guys watching.
Start thinking about your predictions.
Yeah, start thinking about the predictions. Don't send it just yet.
Not yet,
okay?
almost.
When you see the crazy lights going, then you send it. All right, so start typing it up in notes so long on the side. Okay. The big battle. Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! All right, okay. So I know you guys were waiting for the battle.
Take a breath, man.
Okay, wait.
All right.
Whew. All right.
Inhale,
I know
exhale.
you guys were waiting for the battle. All right.
Yes.
I am still unsatisfied with the whole battle thing. All right. I didn't. There wasn't one sword swipe in this whole battle.
Nope.
Okay. No axe throw. Nothing. And but this is how this went down. All right. You guys watched it. What did you think about the whole strategy?
I thought it was a brilliant strategy because they're obviously, the Vikings are going to get tired from all their running around, but you're also tiring out the English. So they're just like, what the fuck is going on? And just making them like confused. Faces? They're like, ah! And then that throws them off. Oh my goodness! And yeah, you're from one spot, you disappear and reappear in another bit. But then Aethelwulf's like, I'm not going to be their fool and their dupe any longer.
Exactly.
He's like pissed.
He's pissed. He doesn't want any of this anymore.
Even when he gets off the horse and like walks over to the woods ready to like
he's like
do something.
Once again, stupid. Anybody could have been there, kill him. But it's like, who did nobody explain these guys how we're supposed to do this? I mean, we stand there, you stand there, and
I don't know if I necessarily would have followed them right away, because I was hoping that Aethelwulf would have been like, this is a trap.
Obviously.
Like, when they
In
first
what-
ran, I'm
Look.
like, don't do it. They're going to like, oh, no, you did. You ran right after them. Yep,
In what Viking or Saxon world is the Vikings going to run away? There could be one Viking there and he would still
Right.
fight them, right? So,
Yes.
and this Aethelwulf with, let me lead the army, ugh.
Yeah.
Fuck off, man. Okay, so, first of all, they run away and it's over hills. So you can see where they're running to.
Someone made a good point too. The anime man says in the chat that the Vikings had lighter armor, or even some not even any. They just have like leather
Just-
versus the British with like the heavy metal. Though their shields were an interesting material. That the bow and arrows, I wouldn't think they'd go through it if it was very tough metal.
Yeah, and speaking of the shields...
Oh, and they did their own little shield wall.
that
sucked.
Speaking of that, the shields were tiny. It's like toy shields.
Yeah, you're like, what's the point of that, man? Right? Theirs were small. The Vikings were
Who's the
big.
guy designing the
Saying.
shields?
Just saying.
Right?
Just
Just
saying,
saying.
just
Hey, that's
saying.
another fun, naughty joke.
So, my opinion
Yes.
about this whole fight is, okay, so you can see what's behind the
Yes.
hill. Why run behind them? And these people are
Yeah.
behind you. And it was just brilliant from Ivar, obviously. And the really thing that stood out for me from this whole whole fighting scene is when they
Yes.
came back for the second time after the woods. And Ivar was standing there. And Floki asked him, so what now? And he said, give it 4 blasts.
Yep.
Which is like Floki, and obviously has no idea what he's talking about, but
Right.
to Ivar, that's like a code. Like that means that this is going to happen, and then this is
Yes.
going to happen. You know.
I thought that just meant to do the running thing again.
Well, the way he said is like give it. So what does blast 1, blast 2, and blast 3 mean? And blast 5.
Oh, or the blast let the ships know. Like anybody who went to the ships know.
Yes,
That's my other thought.
that's a very good thought.
I first thought it was them doing the formation again, but now knowing about the ships, I'm like, wait, maybe that blast, the 4 blasts, were to let the ships know. Yeah, they're gonna come soon.
They're gonna come soon, exactly. And
Yep.
so that's what Aethelwulf is saying. It's like, listen, I don't want to be. What is it? I don't want to be made a putus of me. A puts.
Wait, who? Aethelwulf?
He said, I don't want to be a fool and
And dupe.
Dupe. I don't want. Nobody wants to be a dupe. Aethelwulf. And so he said, "Where's their boats?" And obviously, that's a clever idea. Let's cut their boats off. They can't go home. They're dead.
It's a good plan in his own way. He's like, screw this. I'm not going to fight this dumb battle anymore because they're just messing with us and not really fighting. So I'm going to go after the boats. And then actually, I really like that conversation with Ivar and Floki because at first I'm like, is Floki actually mad at Ivar? And then he's like, you were right, man.
Yeah, exactly. And so Ivar had this all figured out. That it was
He
smart he
knew.
is. And so
He
now
knew.
they're going to Repton. Is the
Yeah.
Repton? And so now there's another trap on the way. Who would have
Yeah.
known? All right. These guys get shot up, and this whole scene ends off with
Ugh.
the Vikings forming their shield wall in a like. And then, by the way, in this point, I don't even think there's a Saxon left.
Not many.
Okay. And then everyone was charge. And so now Michael Hirst is
And
setting us
cut.
up. Yeah, Michael Hirst is setting us up for.
And they're going to do it, and it'll be like, no battle afterwards.
So I really hope, Michael Hirst, that you have something big in store for us next week. In the beginning of that episode, give us a big battle. Let's get to predictions.
Okay, so now you guys can send your predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Daniel in the chat said, I think the blast was just to confuse the soldiers. I mean, yeah, it definitely makes them go, what does that mean? But I don't think they'd think about it too hard because it's their own code. So they're like,
Yeah,
meh.
I think they were too busy dying to worry about the
Yes.
blasts.
Yes.
All right, guys, give us your predictions because we want to read through them. We have a few minutes
Yes,
left.
yep.
Kari Delane, run a few like one or two.
I think the blasts were to notify Vikings who went to the ships. I don't necessarily think they left Viking with ships the whole time, but maybe Ivar sent people ahead, like, hey, go guard those. Because he seemed to know all planned. I don't know if it's really going to happen, but I just keep waiting for Ivar's wagon to break an axle or something. And, like, I'm like, dude, it's not the best roads that he's running around. And a horse, sure, but, like, unless, I mean, Floki, though, is an amazing builder, so maybe not. I think Helga and Floki's girl, their, like, toy, essentially, their pet, almost. I think she's actually going to really bond with Floki. And I don't know if you guys noticed, he took her, I thought it was a jacket, but Floki looked like he started wearing it like a scarf. And that...
Very modern.
It was very modern, but also that goes a little bit off of, I think, a couple weeks ago with James's prediction that Floki would go Muslim. I'm not really sure he would, per se. But that scarf is a little more stylistic of the, that
Religion?
clothing style. Yeah. People who do it who aren't. But, you know, it's of that area that I wonder if he's like, hey, I remember I seen that people wore it like this, because not the Vikings really wear scarves much.
Yeah.
Then.
What do you think?
I don't think Torvi's dead. I thought that was a very interesting shot because it's like her eyes were open, and then we're like, oh, sure, she's dead, but then like her eyes move, so I'm like, wait.
Well,
maybe not.
She had 2 arrows boring into her chest.
Well, she had one in the shoulder, and then the other one you couldn't really tell where it was. So it wasn't like the vital organs area. So I think she might still be alive. Okay, that's it.
Okay, that sounds good. Very good job, Kari D. Lane. I like those predictions. Some of you guys in the chat is saying, from KM FED is saying, I think Bjorn and Aethelwulf will die in battle, and Ivar will take control of the heathen army. Good.
Daniel says Ivar will save Bjorn from diving by the sword of Aethelwulf. Interesting.
Get is saying Ivar is taking control. Okay.
Hamto says Judith will die defending Egbert. Ooh, maybe.
Ooh, interesting. Super Banana is saying we won't see Lagerthaand revenge until season 5. Come on, Super Banana.
And then.
Kelly K. Torvi is dead, and Bjorn and Astrid became a couple.
Norma G says Bjorn won't die and Astrid is pregnant.
Yes! Bjorn's first girl is coming back.
Well, with Ragnar, he's a super fertile man, and he's finding these super fertile women and makes lots of babies. So I don't know if Bjorn is too.
All right, I've got one.
Yes.
Okay, so I had the Torvi. I don't think she's dead as well. What?
I think the name's just Git, but Bjorn's first girl is coming back. Hey, that actually could be kind of interesting because she just disappeared.
So this is my prediction.
Yes.
I think that Bjorn's first girl is coming back. I'm kidding, Git. Right. So this is my prediction. I think I've got only one. I think in this final episode next week, the Vikings are going to sail back to Kattegat after the Wessex campaign. And sailing into the harbor, Lagerthaand's going to not only kill King Finehair, but that is going to be the big battle we've been waiting for. Right there. Not in Wessex, because there's no Saxons left. That's my prediction.
I think that's a good point.
Do you think it's a good point?
I want a hand-to-hand combat fight with, or like sword fight with King Finehair and Lagerthaand.
Between Finehair?
Yeah, the king.
And Lagerthaand?
Yes.
Well, Lagerthaand will destroy that
I
bitch.
know. That's why I was like, ooh, I want that fight.
Guys, thanks so much for watching AfterBuzz TV. You guys are Viking fans. We are Viking fans. So let's chat together. Make sure to give us a thumbs up. Throw a comment downstairs. Let us know what you thought. My name is Jaco Vienings. You can find me all over social media and on YouTube right after you watch this Viking show at Grape Escape TV.
Do you have any other shows you want to tell people about? Or you got Grape Escape?
I've got Grape Escape. I've got Bring Your Bottle, where we pick the wine, you shop on time. We have Wining with Jaco, where I integrate any brand, history, health, anything food with wine. And then we have Grape Nation. So you guys can be a part of this Grape Nation.
Just a few.
Just a few.
Oh, that's so cute. And hey guys, my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. And tonight is the premiere of The Magician Season 2. Super exciting. We're doing it tonight at 11 p.m. Finale of Incorporated. Salem's finale is tomorrow. And on Sunday is Emerald City. We're not doing Man in the High Castle next weekend, and then box office breakdown on Sunday nights where we talk about movies because you guys like movies. Oh, and Timeless on Monday night. Just
awesome.
a few.
Just a few.
Know.
We love you guys. We'll see you
Love
next week
you.
for the finale. Bye-bye.
Woo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.